get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2K, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 2K, y'all, let's get it. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get it. Let's go. That's my word. I mean, sure. Yeah, bro, you ain't gotta watch me, bro. I said it nice and loud, you know what I mean, for you can hear it. So as I'm getting up the hill, like it's a green jump they got over the fence, like over the fence. Like they think we can't see, but we can still see the other side. I'm watching him go up the hill at the same time, but he looking over like this. He looking, so I'm like, yeah. So I go up the hill, I get back in the building. I'm mad, damn. I'm like, man, what's wrong with dude watching me, man? You know what I mean? I'm like, man, listen, man, he watching me, man. Like we think he got to watch me or something, man. So I'm feeling some type of way about this because I seen him looking through the gate. But for real, y'all, after I rewind the tape, like, you know, I'm just really on some sucker for love at this moment right now. That's what's going on. But I never been in a predicament like this. So like, this is all new to me. So I learned from all of my mistakes. And that's how I became a better person. That's how I became to do my time better, because I learned from all my mistakes. So I'm like, man, I don't know what's wrong with dude. So I'm trying to check myself like I always do, but I just can't get over it because I really like Miss S. You know what I mean? Like, I know for a fact, if I keep talking to her until I go home, I can mess with her when I go home, even though that's a lot of years. You know what I mean? But still though, like, I'm on some sucker for love at this moment, y'all. So I try to cool off. Man. I was like, man, tomorrow, I'm gonna see what dude talking about though, man. Cause I'm like, for real though, man. Like, I don't know what he looking at, bro. Like I was like, I don't know what he watching me for. So I'm just in the cell pacing back and forth. I'm like, shh. Lawrenceville cell is big too, so I'm just pacing. My roommate was on the top bunk. He was like, hey, what's up? You all right, man? I'm like, shh, yeah, I'm good, man. He was like, what's wrong with you? I was like, man. He was like, man, what's up, bro? What tell something wrong with you, bro? Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I was like, man. So you know I be down on Miss S. He was like, yeah, that's your baby. I was like, look, bro, man, why is a dude at 80 building, bro? Like, he down on it too. Then when I was talking to her today, he was looking at me through the gate like he was like creeping or something, man, watching me. He was like, for real? I'm like, yeah, man. I was like, man, for real. I said, man, I'm about to pull up on him when I go to school though, man. Real talk. I want to see why he was watching me though, man. He was like, man, he probably wasn't watching you like that, man. You probably going overboard with it. I said, man, nah, I'm about to see what's going on. I said, because at the end of the day though, bro, like, I don't got time for nobody to be trying to watch me, bro. Like, I was like, man, me and this S, we got a different type of bond, man. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, bro, like, I really like the jump. That's what he was like, man, look, let me stop you right there, Weezy, man. I was like, what? He was like, man, look, don't get too much feelings involved in with this lady, man. He was like, I know you might feel the joint. Don't be like you like her. Just be like you feel her. You know what I mean? Like, you feeling her. Like, don't get too much involved because, like, these ladies, man, listen, first of all, he was like, man, first of all, they going home to get the wood. He said, that's first off. They go home every day to get the wood, regardless if they say they broken up with somebody or they got somebody else. He said, trust me, they getting the wood on the street. He said, then they come here and got to deal with all the lieutenants and sergeants and the COs that's going to be down on their neck trying to give them the wood. Then he said, after that, then they go through the inmates just trying to give them the wood, man. So he said, you see that, Weezy? Man, that's 3 layers of people trying to give her the wood. I'm looking at him, I'm like, I ain't never thought about it like that. And I'm serious, y'all. I didn't. I'm like, this man just broke it down to me crazy. So I'm like, shh. I'm like, man, look, for real though, I was like, I ain't got nothing to do with when she go home though, man. Like, I was like, man, but when she in here and I'm around her, I was like, she mines, man. So he was like, all right, so look, he jumped off the bed. He was like, look, what's your goals then, bro? What's your goals when it comes to Miss S? Tell me. Now, my roommate at this particular moment, man, he was a little older than me, just a little bit. I was probably like 27. He probably was like 31 or something like that. He wasn't that much older than me. And he didn't stay in the cell long either because he got transferred. But he was like, man, all right, so what's your goals? What's your goals when it comes to Miss S? I've been on this camp 5 years, so I already seen a lot. So what's your goals? I was like, man, my goal is, man, to try to hit her, man, and try to get her to bring that work in. He was like, see, she don't look like she'll bring the work, but you know, those be the ones though, the ones that don't look like they're gonna bring the work, those be the ones that bring the work. But he was like, what you got up against you is that she a nurse. So like you're not getting that exclusive time. He said, see, you had one of these, then you might can get a, you know what I mean, probably get a better understanding of how y'all gonna carry it with each other. He said, but you just going down there getting good feedback from somebody that's used to you talking to him every day for the last 3-4 months now. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, you right, man. I'm like, man, but at the same time though, man, like, you know, like, dude, though, like, I don't be in nobody's way though. So I'm like, for him to be like trying to like looking like he mad because I was talking to him, I said, I'm just trying to nip it in the butt and see what's going on. That's why I was gonna pull up on him. He was like, I wouldn't pull up on him, man. I said, why? I said, man, I caught the man through the gate watching me, bro. He was like, man, I get it. He was like, but look, if you pull up on him, he gonna tell the lady you pull up on him, and that lady don't want her business all out. Like, y'all gonna end up fighting over her. He said, so be careful with that, because you gonna end up fumbling. So I thought about it then. I'm like, shh. I'm like, man, it makes sense with that. I was like, because for real, if dude go back and tell her that I pulled up on him, then, you know what I mean, she might don't want to rock with me no more. So I didn't really want to fumble the joint to steal though, man. I was like, why? I was like, look, man, I'm gonna let him get by with this one. You know what I mean? I was like, but still, I'm gonna just test his energy to see what's going on. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, like, you know, he was like, man, I'm pretty sure you know that ain't his joint either. So he was like, man, don't try to press the issue like that, man. Show your hand like that. And like, for real, he was right, man. Like, I would talk to my roommate a lot because he was one of those dudes that I would listen to sometimes because a lot of the stuff he would say would make sense. Like, I don't mind listening to nobody that's making sense. You know what I mean? Everything he was telling me, man, was making sense, y'all. So boom. So I said, you know what? I calmed myself. I finally checked myself and I calmed myself down. And I told myself, bro, listen, chill, bro. Like, there's no need to get all your feelings involved like this, man. You know what I mean? Relax, my guy. So that's why I told myself, man, I chill. You know what I mean? I chill, man. And the next day until I went to school. So when I went to school, I'm sitting in the classroom, y'all. I'm sitting in the classroom like, I'm not even into the class because the whole time I'm thinking about going to holler at Miss S. So I'm like, man, it's great. I said, can I go to the bathroom? She was like, yeah, grab a pass. I grabbed a pass. I left out. You know what I mean? When I get to the desk, I see the lady. I said, man, I got to slide over here right quick. She was like, all right, you better hurry up. I was like, all right. So she let me out the door. I go down to the next door and go into the medical joint. So when I went to the medical joint, I walk in. The lady that always be at the desk, she see me. She looked up. She was like, hold on, White, hold on, White. I was like, what? She like, back up. I was like, I backed up. She was like, so I guess somebody was back there talking to her, you know what I mean? Well, somebody was back there in the medical, so I stayed back for a minute. She was like, all right, come on, so I came back. I was like, what's going on? She was like, oh, no, nothing. So as she say that, the door opened up behind me again. When the door opened up from behind me again, it's the dude Reese. So I see him, I'm like, I look back, I'm like, made eye contact and I just turned back around. But he see what I'm doing. He know I don't belong over there. He know I'm on a creep mission right now, y'all, so boom. So he had the key to the seat. He come past me like this. He was like, excuse me, bro. He walked right up in the medical joint. I'm like, I'm standing in the shop. I'm trying to sneak. This man went right past me, went up in the medical joint. So I'm like, just watching him like, man, that joint crazy, man. I'm like, yeah, all right. You know what I mean? That joint wild. So I'm just standing there. So she was like, hold on, just wait right there. So I'm like, where's she at? She was like, hold on, I'm about to go get her. Calm down, right? I'm like, all right, my bad. I was like, you know, I gotta hurry up and get back. You know what I mean? I just wanted to see her. So she said that Miss S come walking back. Miss S come walking about the joint. She seen me. She was like, hey, White. I was like, hey, how you doing, Miss S? You know what I mean? She was like, what's going on? I was like, ain't nothing. I was like, man, look, you think they trying to hire anybody else, man, to work in this joint? Like, I was like, I'll be a good worker. Like, I ain't gonna never try to, like, you know what I mean? Like, do nothing to get you in trouble or nothing like that, man. I was like, but I would like to see you more, though, man. Like, I see you think they'll hire anybody else to clean up in this joint? She was like, I mean, I can probably see. She was like, you got any charges in the last 90 days? I was like, I don't got no charges. She was like, what building you in again? I was like, I'm in 30 building. She was like, well, I'm gonna check. She was like, because they might do have 2 people to get in here. So as she's telling me this, I see the dude, he's listening. You know what I mean? He's not really listening, but he's acting like he's cleaning up. He got the big dust mop joint and he going across their floor, but he can kind of hear what me and her's talking about. So she was like, man, I'm gonna put a word in for you. I'm gonna still see if I can put a word in for you. I was like, all right, bet. So like, right when I was about to leave out, I backed up. I told the lady that's at the desk, I said, man, appreciate you, man. Then I looked up at dude, I was like, all right, Miss S, I'm gonna see you later. She was like, oh, all right, White, bye. You know what I mean? I made sure I looked at dude like this. Yeah, I'll be in it in a minute, bro. So boom. Yeah, like, you know, I have to think smarter, man. You gotta beat people at their own game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what he got going on, but for a dude to be watching me through the gate, I already know he feels some type of way on the low. But like I say, he one of them Lawrenceville dudes that's not trying to leave Lawrenceville. You know what I mean? He's not trying to leave his job. He's not trying to leave his building. He's not trying to leave the compound. So like, I already know he's selling wolf tickets on whatever this is, but still though, like I'm still trying to show maniac aggression. But I'm on the same page as him. I'm really not trying to leave. But still though, I'm giving him the maniac vibe, y'all. So boom, I'm showing him that it's real on the low, man. So I already know he was like, man, bro, trying to get back here. Bro, trying to get back here. So I leave, you know what I mean? I leave. So I don't see her again to dinner pill call. So when I come off a dinner pill call, I spot her, but dude ain't around this time. So I see her, you know what I mean? I pull up to the jump, I'm like, yeah, what's going on? You know what I mean? She like, yeah, look. I had to talk to the lieutenant, and I had to talk to the lady back here. She was like, the lady that work at the front desk said that she'll love to have you as a worker in the daytime, you know what I mean? She was like, she'll love to have me as a worker back here, you know what I mean? She was like, but it's from the morning times until 3 o'clock. Are you cool with that? So I'm like, yeah, I'm cool with that junk, man. I'm cool with that junk, man. Like, for real, I was starting to think, like, man, this junk gonna take all day. But still, though, man, it didn't matter. I get to be around Miss S, and that's all that mattered to me. So I'm like, man, look, I don't care. I'm good with that. I'm good with that, man. She was like, all right, well, look, fill out a request form and bring it to me tomorrow. I was like, all right. So I filled out a request form saying that I wanted a job, you know what I mean, working back there. And I brought it to her, you know what I mean? So the next day, I get the junk back. The junk come in the mail, because our request forms, all that prison mail, that junk come back through the mail too. So they come in the mail, I see the junk approved. I'm like, oh my God. I tell my roommate, I was like, yeah, I got a job back there now. I was like, I got a job back there. He was like, for real, man? I was like, yeah. He was like, that's what's up. That's what's up. He was like, now you can really talk to her like how you really want now. I was like, facts. I said, I am too. I said, I'm definitely gonna holler at him, man. So he was like, yeah, you good, bro. Like, just don't blow it though. I was like, nah, I ain't messing this up. Man. So the first day I had to go to work, you know what I mean? I went to jump. Everybody looking at, Weezy, where you going there? I'm like, man, I'm working in the joint now. I got a job in medical. They're like, for real? I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of dudes didn't know that I was down on her unless you see me talking to her and you see the feedback she gives me. You know what I mean? So I go in the jump, man, my word. I'm seeing her, man. Like, I got one-on-one time with her now. Like, I get to talk to her when she leave out on break, catch her out in the hallway. I knew what time she was going on break. I'll catch her out in the hallway, man. But like, the first day of me working, it was like great. It was great of me having that type of private time with her. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I'm getting better conversation. I'm saying more stuff. I'm not really going in too much, but I'm just still trying to play my position. I don't want to come off as a too thirsty guy. You know what I mean? So I promise you, man, like, the first day, it went like me talking to her, me meeting her, me doing all type of stuff. The second day I came to work, man, I promise you, man, like, it was like I couldn't really get nothing in with her because the dude Reese was getting all her attention, y'all. So boom. So I'm like this when I'm cleaning, I'm mopping, I'm like, you know what I mean? So I can remember one day, like, it was crazy. Like, me and him worked together. When I first got that joint, they came, they brought me, they like, yo, look, you gonna be working with him. You know what I mean? This and that. You ain't gonna, they was like, yo, he can show. I was like, no, I know how to clean up. I know how to clean up. Dude was like, well, all right, well, I was just explaining to you just in case. But he was like, look, that's what it is. Y'all work together, boom, 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 boom. So the whole time we was there, me and dude ain't even really talk. We said a couple words together, man. Like, we said a couple words to each other. I promise you, man. Like, I can remember one time I was mopping and he was about to sweep. So I'm like, yo, can you hurry up and get that area right there if I can mop it? Because I'm mopping, you know what I mean? He like, this how he turned around. He was like, all right, I'm gonna get it, man. I'm like, man, shh. Just kept mopping. So as I'm mopping, he walking past me. When he walked past me, kind of brushed me. So he brushed my shoulder. I turned around. I was like, yo, what's up, man? I was like, what's good with you, bro? Like, what you got going on, man? The lady that's sitting right there at the desk, she was like, y'all chill out. Y'all chill right now. I was like, nah, I'm chill. I'm trying to see what's his problem, though. So he turned around. He was like, I ain't got no problem. I said, yeah, I know you don't, man. I said, you better tighten up, bro. No, you need to say excuse me when you bump somebody, bro. He was like, you right. Excuse me. I'm like, yeah, all right. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. Like, working back there with him, like, I thought it'd probably be okay, but it's not, man, because we both down on the same lady, y'all. So boom. So we hauled her that day. So that's why I was kind of teed off a little bit, man. You know what I mean? But that's what made the lady at the desk. She knew right then and there. She like, White don't like that nigga. I know White don't like that nigga. When I was about to get off, she seen me. She said, White, come here. I get like this, stood down. She was like, get down here. I come down on lower on the desk a little bit. I'm like, what's up? She like, I'm telling you right now, you better not mess with that boy. I'm like, what you talking about? She like, you better not mess with that guy. I'm like, what you talking about? She was like, yeah, leave him alone. Leave him alone. I'm telling you, leave him alone. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. Just leave him alone. I'm like, what do you mean just leave him alone? I was like, man, look, he acting like he mad that I be talking to Miss S. She was like, well, I told you he be talking to Miss S too. So like, you need to chill out. Like, I'm like, man, I'm chill, man. All right, man. Like, I felt lame. I ain't gonna lie. Like, the CO lady checking me, you know what I mean? Because I kind of jive, snapped on dudes, showing them my maniac side. Like, I'm really trying to like bring intimidation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not on no like, I'm trying to scare the man, but I'm just letting him know that I'm an alpha, bro. Like, don't let me, because I'm chilling, I'm new, and all of that, bro. Like, I am a maniac in disguise, bro. And right now, you in my goddamn way, my nigga, so boom. But I felt bad once the lady straightened me, though. So I told myself, look, bro, you gotta tighten up. You gotta tighten up, bro. You gotta tighten up. So I'm like, man, look, I ain't gonna say nothing to dude ain't gotta say nothing to me. So when I came back to work the next day, Miss S seen me. She was like, so I ain't even say shit, man. I ain't even say nothing to dude no more. So when I came back to work the next day, I'm doing my job. You know what I mean? I noticed Miss S ain't come say nothing to me yet since I've been there. So I'm like, what's going on? You know what I mean? So I kind of get a little closer to where she be at in her area. Pushing the broom, getting a little closer. I look. I see the dude like this. He leaned over like this. She's showing him something on the computer. He like this. He leaned over. Dude Reese, he like, she's sitting down right there. He like, I'm like, man, this nigga close to my baby like that, man. Guess what my lame ass did? Y'all walked up. I was like, how you doing, Ms. S? She was like, oh, hey, White. I was like, what y'all looking at? She was like, oh, nah. She looked back to see if anybody, she was like, I was just showing him something on the internet. And you know, the internet, this thing called the internet. And you know, I was like, yeah, I heard about the internet, man. You know, I'm dumb late. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm talking about the internet. She was like, yeah, I'm just showing him something on the internet that he just wanted. I was like, wow, yeah. I wanted to be like, damn, you ain't never look up nothing for me. God damn it, you know what I mean? Like more and more, I'm getting jealous like a lame. I promise y'all, man. So like I walked away, I got out of his way. You know what I mean? I got out of his way and shit. And then I walked back to the front. When I went to the front, the lady in the front desk went to go take her break. So when she went to go take her break, I know Miss S finna go take her break. So right when I was about to go out the door, the dude put up on me. He was like, hey, Weezy. I turned around like, yo. He was like, hey, look, man. What's up, man? What's good with you, man? What's up? Talk to me, man. Ain't you young? How old are you? I was like, hey, I'm young. How old am I? I was like, I'm grown, nigga. What's up? He was like, man, look, well, I'm 36. He was like, look, man, I don't know what you got going on, man, but I'm feeling a lot of aggression coming off your energy, bro. Like, what's up? I'm like, what's up? I'm like, what's up? What you mean, what's up? Nigga, you saying threatening words? What's up? He like, nah, ain't no threatening words, but I'm trying to see why you pushing this at me. What I do to you? I was like, man, you ain't do shit. He said, I know what I did. I said, man, you ain't do shit, man. He said, nah, nigga, you mad and jealous because I be hollering at your bitch. I was like, man, listen, bro, like, she's not my bitch, bro. She's just somebody that's cool. He was like, nah, nigga, fuck, I ain't trying to hear all that. Like, he went maniac on me then, all that good Samaritan up in penitentiary. That shit was out the window. That nigga said, nah, nigga, I already know the count, nigga. Goddamn, yeah, that's why you got this fucking job over here. You trying to chase. I was like, man, look, man, I ain't trying to do shit, man. What the fuck you talking about, man? He was like, nah, I know. But I'm gonna tell you like this, though, bro. Like, it's enough room for both of us. And, like, I used to be on her, too. So I see how she fuck with you. So if you trying to fuck with her, we gotta share her. I'm like, we gotta share her? I was like, nigga, I ain't sharing shit. Sound like a fucking lame again. I'm like, bro, I ain't sharing shit. He was like, nah, nigga, you gonna have to share. You gonna have to share. I said, man, all right, man. I said, yeah, we gonna see, man. He was like, nah, nigga, it's only right. He kept saying that, nah, nigga, it's only right. It's only right. We gotta share. I'm like, bro, look, bro. I ain't doing that shit, bro. I ain't doing that shit, bro. You know what I mean? And I just got down, about to walk off. And right when I was about to walk off, he was like, yeah, you told me I need to tighten up that day. Yeah, nigga, you need to tighten up, nigga. You need to tighten up. I'm like, I need to tighten up. He was like, yeah, nigga, you need to tighten up. You need to tighten up, nigga. I said, what? I said, nigga, you was watching me through the fence, nigga. That's why I told you to fucking tighten up, nigga. Fuck around with you watching me through the gate. He said, yeah, I was trying to see who the fuck you was, nigga. Yeah, I said, man, look, bro, I ain't trying to do all this fucking arguing in this bitch, nigga. I ain't trying to do all this. Nigga, I ain't trying to do no arguing, period. Like, that nigga was, like, he was bucking. I'm like this, like, I was thinking about, like, fighting his ass right then and there. But so much shit ran across my brain, man. I'm like, man, fuck around, go to the hole. I fuck around, never get back to Miss S again. I fuck around and lose this sweet ass job. I'm like, man, I'm all the way goddamn in a bad situation right here, y'all. So I'm like, this nigga goddamn acting like he popping that shit for real. So I'm like, man, I'm like, man, I'm just keep getting closer and closer to him. He like, yeah. As I got closer and closer, I saw that he was a vet because he back up by the medical joint. He like, man, look, you better tighten up, nigga. Yeah, y'all niggas crazy, man. Y'all niggas crazy. So I'm like, I see the nigga, I'm like, man, I'm gone, man. I ain't keep arguing with this nigga in this motherfucking nurse jump. Left out, y'all. So boom. I promise you, man, I went back to the park, told my roommate. My roommate was like, for real, man, y'all niggas got the arguing in medical? I'm like, bro, we got the arguing in medical, bro. We got the arguing in medical, man. Some dumbass, lame ass shit on my behalf. He was like, man, that lady got your ass fucking gone. I was like, man, shit crazy, man. So I just laid it down for the rest of the day. I didn't even come back out. I went to sleep early as fuck. Didn't go to dinner, none of that shit. I ain't go to pill call. Fuck all that shit. I was mad at every goddamn body, man. So I wake up the next day. Didn't go to breakfast. Now it's time to go back to work. So I promise you, man, when I walked in the jump, as soon as I walked in, the lady that be sitting at the desk, she was like, she saw me, she was looking down, she was like, oh, white. Yeah, they was like, the dude wanna talk to you. Now the dude was the guy that hired us, you know what I mean? He was a CO dude, but he'll be back there sometime alternating with the lady. So I'm like, oh, wow, everything okay? Everything good? She was like, I mean, I guess everything good. They ain't tell me. Sound like she was fucking well. So I'm like, I walk back there. As I'm walking back there, I see Miss S coming out of his office. I'm like, she leaving. I'm like, she ain't say hi. She ain't say none of that shit. Word. I walked back there, the dude jumped. I looked up. I seen the nigga Reese. He over in the corner cleaning up over there. I walked in the dude's office. He was like, hey, yeah, white. Look, man, I ain't gonna be able to keep you over here, man, because, you know, like, I don't need nobody that's gonna be aggressive like that, man. Like, you know, a lot of people heard that argument that you and Reese had yesterday. And, you know, Reese been over here a minute. So, like, we could just go roll with Reese, man. I was like, huh? He said, we just gonna roll with Reese. I said, so you firing me? He said, I mean, you know, I'm letting you go. It's a difference. I'm not firing you. I'm letting you go. I'm like, you letting me go, you firing me, man. He was like, look, you can't be over here no more, man. So just go back to the building. And I was like, this is how I walked out, y'all. I was like, man, what? Man, y'all niggas firing me, man, keeping that lame ass nigga. Man, I was like, man, fuck this lame ass job, man.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.